if you start a business yourself, you know that you're going to work hard and you're ready for that. And if you're ready for working hard, anyone in the world would want to have you.
I think as entrepreneurs or generally as human beings, I feel if you do not put yourself in number one, you failed. You have to put yourself in number one. तुम खुद का नहीं संभालोगे. If you're not the fittest, how will you take care of anything?
Whoever is watching, if you're an entrepreneur, like, you must have a network of your own. You must
don't shy away from asking, because I'm telling you, if 2 people say no, there'll be 10 people who will say yes. Because all of us have sailed through the same boat, right? We all know the pain, we all know the struggles, we all will help.
Hello everyone, welcome to generatiONE Season 2, and the first episode is with, I cannot say none other than, because there are 2 people. So welcome Su and Ta, and this is so integral to everybody who follows and is fan of Suta that we, before calling you Sujata and Taniya, I call you Su and Ta.
Yes.
So first of all, heartiest congratulations on creating the world of Suta that you guys have created. And welcome to this first episode of Season 2 of generatiONE. In just a few seconds, I'm going to tell you about generatiONE is about all first generation entrepreneurs who have built their world on their own from scratch. And who better than you guys to open the second season. I'm very glad to be here at the Suta office. And the feeling is amazing that 2 sisters, 2 business partners have created this huge world. So we are actually going to start talking about what got you here.
Yeah.
Anybody?
I think whoever is a generatiONE entrepreneur, they're all sailing the same boat. And I think if you're watching this and you are one, high five. So what got us here is that it's a passion with which we did things all our lives. We are engineers and MBAs. We didn't study design or textile. We just knew that we wanted to do something that will impact lives and which will make sense to us.
Yeah, and to be honest, we love sarees. Like, we absolutely love sarees because sarees always meant home to us. We would come back from school, we'll hug our ma, we'll just feel like we are home because she'll be always wearing this beautiful soft saree. And for us, we just wanted that how it went out of people's life suddenly when youngsters or our friends, we were young then when we started, so they would come and tell us.
Very young, all of us.
Very, very young.
Yeah.
So we were very young when we started, and then the youngsters would come and tell us that, is it some special occasion that you're wearing a sari, or temple ja rahe ho kya, you know, or किसने पहना है साड़ी? मैंने पहना. And it would be like, मुझे तो साड़ी पहनना नहीं आता, and with so much pride. So we thought, what is this all about? You know, we've seen as young kids, we used to wear sarees for Saraswati Puja and all of that because it was such a big thing. And then it suddenly went away, and we wanted that to come back to its own glory and, you know, to be celebrated and as an attire, which is such a beautiful and sexy one. So we brought it back.
So was this idea always there to start something together? Even before the saree thought came in, was it an idea to start something together pehle se, ya it happened along the way?
I don't know if you can call us playing this game saying, अभी ना कार्ट पे बैठ के हम लोग ना we'll sell bags out of handkerchief. Yeah, full handkerchief से बैग बेचेंगे, डॉल बेचेंगे. And mom is like, बेचना क्यों तुम लोग को यार? पढ़ाई कर रहे हो, कुछ बन जाओगे ना, मतलब क्यों बेचना करो? नहीं, हम लोग अगर सोचो तुमने घर से निकाल दिया. Mom is like, why will I even do that? She's like, yeah, but we have to plan ourselves to think that we'll collect leaves and make those batis. With those, you know, pani puri wala bati, handkerchief se doll ka kapda banayenge and all of that. Like, we used to play how we. But I think there was this kida for sure, because we always played
बेचने का कीड़ा.
Full.
And also like to create something from scratch and do things, you know.
Handmade.
She also did after or during her MBA, she was doing Adlogic. That was like
an ad company.
Company on cyber cafes.
Yeah.
She started that with 2 IIT friends. Yeah. And I started a salon in IIM Lucknow where I was studying, which was sold off to the juniors.
Interesting.
So I think that Kida was always there.
Yeah. Even after that, I started a jewelry brand.
Yeah.
I did all of that
Lovely.
with another friend. But yeah.
But we never thought that it will be something big or it will sustain our lives, you know. and we lived apart for a long time, for a few.
That's
lot
what
of
I was going to
years.
ask. Ki, matlab, what is the age difference between the both of
1
you?
year, 8 months.
1 year, 8 months. And
Almost.
where were you like during your, education?
So she went out very fast. I was at home when had gone out for studying engineering. I was home and doing engineering.
Okay.
I was a day scholar. But then that was like an 8 years gap, right? You went away. I then went away.
Living apart for 8 years.
Yeah.
Oh.
And that
Long
was
time,
like
long
the
time.
phase when we were actually growing up and
Yeah.
forming our own opinions and, going out in the world. But, we didn't even like always be in touch. We used to speak often. But it was not that I would know exactly what she's going through or what I am going through. But we would just know, that 8 years was long.
Yeah,
Very long in that age.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
That growing, when you actually are learning things, right? We
Yeah.
do not talk. So when we came together in Bombay, it was 2013.
Okay.
She
I
came in,
only came because she was there.
and I got married that year, and she came and started living with us. So we 3 of us were living together, me, my husband, and Tanya. 2014 is when we started Suta.
10 years, huh? You will complete 10 years now?
Not
Eight.
unofficial. Officially 2016.
Acha.
So 1st April when we started Fool's Day. But those
Is it? Adya's anniversary is also 1st April, by the way.
Wow.
Yes. Yes.
all good things happen on 1st April.
Yes.
All fools do good things.
Yes. All fools together. All fools together, actually.
Yeah.
So yeah, sorry, you were saying. So you unofficially started it in 2014.
Yeah. And then we were doing it along with our work. So weekends maybe we would do this.
Acha, you were working, both of you.
Yeah.
Acha. Corporate.
Yeah. So we're doing this and that, and hence it was like messy. But 2016 is when we realized we can draw salary of 20,000 each is what we started drawing in the beginning when we quit, both of us. So both of us put in our papers when we knew we can draw salary. Together.
Very dramatic.
Very dramatic. Chai piya, chai ka cup rakha, dono resignation send. Both of us.
Wow. Film ban sakta hai. मैं जो सुन रही हूँ, actually film ban sakta hai इस पे. Amazing. And then when you guys decided कि we have to quit and we are going to start this as a business, so because you are IIM Lucknow, was there a strategy and a plan and this thing in place? Yeah, it was instinct कि we'll start, बाद में देख लेंगे.
I'll tell you, we thought it through in the way that not the next 5-year plan or anything like that. But when in 2014 we started along with our jobs, we knew that there's a huge demand for the products that we're making. And the challenge is the supply chain.
So we didn't know how good the supply chain fixing would happen, but we knew we'll do something great. Like we knew there's a massive demand, and वो तो समझ में आ गया था initial days में. But didn't know how big the sari market would be. I thought हमारे जैसे कोई होंगे जो को साड़ी पहनना है, and then it makes sense for them. But didn't know how big it would be. But glad we did it. We both quit and started.
So it was like a testing period for the first 2 years.
2 years before quitting.
But I think that was really necessary. You can't just dive in, and also that because you have studied whatever you studied, and our goal was to also be independent in life. Can't be dependent, after so much.
I think from all middle class girls and boys grow up thinking that. That we've seen our parents struggling. हम लोग वो struggle इतना नहीं करेंगे, but अच्छा खुद का कमाओ, and then you can at least be very, very independent. That's what.
And since it was such a different line to what we have always done, and to even give the confidence to our families, to just
exactly. That is where I was going to come to next.
I'm sure you know that.
Yes.
So after quitting corporate, I think MBA engineering and then from great colleges, you get like a big package, and then suddenly telling your parents that children.
And it's very difficult.
How many years into job you guys quit? You?
So 7 years.
You
4 years.
4 years.
Yeah.
Quite some time. You invested. ऐसा नहीं है कि
Finish the loans.
Yeah, we were like very senior positions. So,
of course.
And thoda sa saving so that you can sustain the business and
plan B,
investment bhi karna hai.
अच्छा plan B था? Was there a plan B?
No. There was no plan B.
Never. Yeah.
It was because we knew that since we are starting this, we'll learn so much that anybody would want to have us because you have gotten your hands dirty. And you've learned much more than you had done in corporate.
So I was in steel industry, and whenever I quit 2 jobs.
You were in steel industry.
Yeah. And then wherever I was quitting, everybody, my bosses used to be always CEOs and CXOs, all positions. They'll always send a letter that whenever you come back, Sujata, with open arms, I'll invite you back. So I always knew that there'll always be like doors open. So wo to pata tha. So that fear of having a plan B, that was not there. Thankfully, that was not there. But parents were, of course, very worried.
They always said that, Tanya, why don't you take a sabbatical? You know, that's an option. I said sabbatical means you have to go back, and you're telling yourself that there's a scope that you can go back. You know, I don't want to tell myself that.
Correct.
And I felt that, you know, if you start a business yourself, you know that you're going to work hard and you're ready for that. And if you're ready for working hard, anyone in the world would want to have you.
Entrepreneurs, like having an entrepreneur in the team is like the best thing. Pata चल जाता है, entrepreneurs are the smartest one.
Imagine अगर आज मुझे कोई job चाहिए, like सारे startups would want to have us. मतलब कोई ना कोई तो ले ही लेगा.
Yes. अभी भी आता है ऐसे thought.
No,
because you asked. बोल रहे हम.
So no, I actually still want to dwell on the point of parents. And what kind of conversations did you, because you know what, when there are a lot of people who want to do this, engineers का तो क्या है मुझे पता नहीं कि engineering में ये सिखाते हैं कि बाद में engineering छोड़ दो, because हम तीन लोग जो यहाँ पे बैठे they are exactly.
That's why I know you'll understand that.
Yes. So I don't know क्या हो जाता है, but parents I'm sure have long conversations on multiple points with you all, and also your partners. Like if you know you were married when you did that, I don't know if you were married, so your boyfriend or partners or close friends or close circle, what were the conversations that you guys were having? Were you informing them about the decision, or were you getting their inputs while you were making the decision?
Didn't inform anyone. We just told our parents.
It was just telling them that, oh, we are doing this. You know,
Even the parents, huh?
Yeah,
parents. What happened was
we didn't ask, but we told them.
We
wanted their approval for sure.
Yeah,
that's I think apart from our parents and my husband, I don't think we needed approval of anybody else.
Yeah,
but I knew the biggest fear of our parents is somewhere the relatives in the society.
Yes.
You know, that the thing that we studied from such premier B schools.
And they're so proudly saying
how are they going to go back and say ki if dono finance majors and whatever MBAs, and then they're like selling sarees and blouses, because it was not still substantial enough to tell. What will they tell is what the biggest fear they had.
You know, I think business is also not regarded really well in the family because nobody has done business in our India Khandan. So since that was not there, it was just like एक छोटा सा दुकान में मतलब ऐसे बेच रहे हैं जैसे, you know? It's not like well respected in the family. So एक तो सीना चौड़ करके बोल दिया इतने अच्छे कॉलेज से पढ़ाई किया and then छोड़ दिया. So that was there, but I think also dad was like more supportive of what we're gonna do because he only started introducing us to the weavers.
But he knew the bigger impact.
So he always thought that, you know, he used also always saying that whatever we do is the best thing in the world, is what he believes in us. So like वहाँ से वो drumstick का flower तोड़ के मुझे चाहिए, you know, smell it or eat it. He would get on whatever the tree and he'll get it, and he's that kind of dad.
That's daughter and father,
relation, right?
Completely sold.
Mom is a very, very strict
She's person.
A blunt person.
Very,
She'll
very,
just tell what she's thinking, and she said, "Saree, और ये साड़ी बेचोगे?"
Yeah. Oh my God. And, with a simple sarees, right? She's क्या बेच रही हो?
Plain sarees बेच रही
है।
तुम लोग कौन बताइए, तुम दोनों एक साथ ना पागल हो गए हो। एक बचपन में खेलते थे, अब तुम वापस पागल हो गए, एक साथ जुड़ गए हो. And then you know she had her doubts.
Sure. But I think they are very, very powerful together. Like I think individually, I think
definitely. I don't think तुमको ये बोलने की भी जरूरत है. Very powerful.
At home, though, you don't know. We are like तबाही together. Like nobody can ever tell us anything. Like उसको कोई कुछ बोल दे तो मैं तो खड़ी हो जाऊंगी और मुझे बोल दे तो वो मतलब like together we are so like strong at the house. Everyone's scared of us.
That shows, I think. That shows in what you guys are doing.
So that was there कि थोड़ा कि relatives से उतना डर नहीं लग रहा था. हम लोग को तो नहीं लग रहा था. Mom dad को बहुत उनके सर पे कुछ.
But also that you know in the entire relative people, everyone amongst everyone, we have studied the most and we have done the most amongst them. So they always like look up to us and they think that we're doing something. It was not the worry.
The fear of failure was high there.
But
need to be honest.
Exactly, I was going to.
But I thought that friends and friends of friends also that was more because people who have studied from the same schools or friends in the company, they said, साड़ी कौन खरीदता है अभी? साड़ी कौन पहनेगा? पागल हो तुम लोग?
क्या
कुछ और
कर रहे हो?
करो, ड्रेसेस बना लो, अभी तो ये चल रहा है, वो चल रहा है.
Yeah, yeah.
You can do something
वो
with
एक्चुअली
shirts.
आउट ऑफ कंसर्न बोल देते हैं बट जल्दी से आइडिया डिस्कार्ड कर देते हैं.
It was
So-
very fast.
हाँ,
Yeah, yeah,
it was
Did you
very.
face that too?
अरे मेरे तो I was going to, because you said that father was very like supportive and mom was very strict. It's like a Xerox in my case also. And when I opened the first studio 2015, so my mom was standing outside the studio welcoming everybody because she had no other option. कि
How
अभी
sweet.
तो
How
मतलब
How
ओपन
cute.
किया ही है तो खोल दो, खड़े रहो वहाँ पे. And then she's telling everybody because I quit in 2014 November to job, and she's standing there and she's like, she's selling jewelry. ऐसे पे छोड़ दिया. She's selling jewelry. Everybody she's welcoming like this. And my mama actually walked in and he said, she's actually extremely unhappy outside. She's telling everybody she quit and she's doing this. She's
But I know
At least
the
the mom
answer.
stood
You know,
outside. My mom didn't even attend one store launch.
Oh really?
9 दुकान अभी 10 का खुलने वाला
she
है.
keeps us grounded.
Yeah.
I tell you, I think
Yeah, yeah.
the kind of confidence she said, so someday we just open a store and she's saying that, Kharida. I said, you, and then
मैंने एक तो अटेंड कर लो यार स्टोर लॉन्च.
हाँ.
सारे तो सेम होते हैं. मैंने कहा तुमने एक भी नहीं किया है. कहते कभी भी कर लूंगी तो सेम ही हो
बोले
जाएगा.
कि
हाँ.
तुम्हारा घर कौन सा देख रहा है, तुम्हारा टेंशन में दूर कर रही हो ना. I'm like,
Yeah.
killed it there.
हाँ,
And I think also that she keeps us grounded and also gives the strategies sitting at home
Yeah, she
without
does.
seeing things. And I think family support is really necessary through all
Yeah,
this.
it's very necessary. And now actually, so when that store launch happened in my case and my mom was there, I actually did not understand the entire, view of where it was coming from. But now when we turn mothers, you know where it is coming from. So
Maybe.
the place that it
Yeah.
is coming from is basically मेरे बच्चे का सब कुछ सही होना चाहिए.
Concern, I know.
Safety,
Safe.
security, and all.
Of
Safe,
course.
बस
They're all
उतना ही है.
looking at that.
मतलब they will secretly like what you're doing.
I know.
They will secretly know कि ये
I
लोग
want you to win.
Yeah,
Yes,
they
yes,
want
yes,
you to
yes.
win.
Yes.
But
And
they're
फिर भी they want you to be the child that they, had in the beginning, which they were molding.
I
कि
know.
कुछ भी दिमाग में नहीं गया है, है ना? तो
Yeah,
वो
very
है.
sweet. I get that. And I think
Yeah.
that she's always wanted us to be independent, and her
Mm.
worry was कि it should not fall.
Yeah.
They can't fall.
Yeah. So when you guys started, let's say now you started in 2016,
Yeah.
officially. तब did you guys have a plan in place then for next 2 years or next 3 years? What will we do? What kind of products we want to do? What, were you guys planning that or you were going organically?
We are very that kind of people, that काम बहुत मेहनत से करो, सक्सेस झक मार के पीछे आएगी. We are honestly like that.
Yeah.
So हमने को लगा कि वीवर्स का अगर सेटअप सही कर देंगे ना, खरीद तो लोग ऐसे ही लेंगे. So even if we didn't put a number there, but we
Yeah.
always put a number on weavers कैसे बढ़ाना है. So how many
Systems
villages,
कैसे
how
ठीक
many
करना है.
art forms, how many crafts, how many cities,
And
and to have that, we always had a number coming out of it. So our revenue target was there, but it was not a revenue target and then drawn. Even now, if you ask next year budget and everything, we have a budget in place for next
Yeah.
2-3 years plan.
Correct.
But the fallback is always weavers कितने लेने हैं, उनको full काम देना है ये, and then it
I'll
is
tell
right.
you, the plan is there because you need to have a business plan to work things out. But our primary motive, or I'm not running after the revenue, because when you're
Yeah.
doing that, you let a lot of things
Fall.
fall.
Yeah.
And then since
Scary.
the start till
Yeah.
now, it's been the same.
Yeah. You guys are bootstrapped.
Yeah. And one more reason is this.
That's what actually I was going to ask you. Things that are happening around us, especially in the world of entrepreneurs, it's a different world. We quit the jobs, we got into this. Now there's entire discussion is about this. The entire tribe is all entrepreneurs meeting each other, talking about, कैसे what is
Raising, pitching, pitch deck.
raising, pitching, revenue, EBITDA, कितना profit है, next year कितना करोगे, all that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
first part of the question is, इसका pressure कभी build होता है क्या?
It comes in spurts,
Yeah.
I would say.
I was thinking the same here.
But most of the days we are not there. We just compare our performance with the previous and trying to optimize every step of ours is what we look at. We don't get in the competition. Honestly, we don't even compete. And to be honest, ना कभी हमें किसी के बारे में कोई बोलता है ना, हमें लगता है wow, so nice यार.
Yeah.
How did they do it? But I think it's a very good way to go. The moment you get into the comparison of revenue numbers and all of that, you get into a very bad,
ये percentage
you
of
get a
growth
very
and
bad
all of that.
trajectory. And then you stop growing, I feel.
And I feel every business has their own story and own path. You cannot
Yes.
replicate it.
Yeah.
And when amongst friends also, as we're talking about growing, investment, and blah blah, and just talking about numbers generally, then they were asking that what's the payment cycle and all of that, like if they could just give some input to change that, modify that. When I told the vision and the way we work,
Yeah.
they said, देख अब तूने बोल दिया कि तेरे को ना you're river centric and artisan centric, and then you take defective products also, you don't reject anything. अब तो मैं क्या बोलूं? Like there's no input that I can give, because
Yeah.
your primary motive is so strong that
Yeah.
I would ask to cut down on those things, right, to reduce your expenses, etc.
Yeah.
Now that you are doing so good, I can't be the villain and come and tell you that stop these things.
And there's
right?
no reason, to be honest. सोचो ना, अगर तुमने कुछ अच्छा बनाया है, do you focus on that अच्छा and grow that and generate money, or do you take yourself out and run after getting money from outside?
Yeah.
There's no point. And outside money also, sometimes the logic is, if you have a reason to get that money and grow the business, take it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But अगर reason नहीं है ना, दिखाने के लिए never. I think that's the worst thing we do.
I think दिखाने के लिए sometimes also, when the spurts come and we talk to a lot of people from outside, and they give you that this is your business is such a good, it has such a good model, and it can become so much better because ये time चला जाएगा, then growth will be difficult.
Burn कर दो.
Burn
कर दो.
और ये age तुम्हारा अच्छा है,
then
then fatigue आ जाएगा, entrepreneurship fatigue हो जाएगा, तुम काम करने का मन नहीं कर, वहाँ से किसको डर? It's like insurance selling,
Yeah.
So I think
and
if
it's
you
all this fad.
Yeah.
It can't be true for every business. That's what I feel.
Yeah. मुझे भी यही लगता है. I think it's case to case, and we are always told to go outside and get funding and get bigger and reach the market.
Also, there's these people put this thing also that women entrepreneurs raise नहीं करते हैं.
अरे
हाँ. ये क्यों डालता है सर पे, मुझे समझ में नहीं आता. I think it's just like because maybe the way we run, that the profit is always in the head, and always thinking of making it sustainable, that अपने आप business पैसा है. And then people really want to take a share, right, of that. Like the people would want to grow with you. They want to tell you that लो भी पैसा. And I feel अगर पैसा लेके कुछ कर नहीं सकते हो तो मत लो. And that's what we've always believed in. You need the money, honestly need the money, take it without even thinking. But जब पैसे नहीं चाहिए तो don't do it just to show it to your friends or just to show it to your parents.
To anybody.
To the world. That I've raised so much, and I think it has to come from within to make sense of the money.
While you guys are speaking, actually, I'm just thinking about this, that it's not just really about how good you run the business, it's also about the kind of ethics that you get on the table. And I think that is something that I can identify when I'm talking to you guys, because a lot of times there's so much of talk that is going on around you, which is probably not directly related to you, but there's so many things happening in your in spurts. You're tempted to check out what is happening, and then you come back to a place where you're like, no, I don't want to do this, and this is how I want to run it. The other question related to this is, do you think that we as women entrepreneurs run businesses differently than men? In all senses, like ambition wise, also the approach to all the stakeholders in the business. Do you think there's a difference between?
I think there's a difference for sure. I think the approach for sure. Ambition, I'm not sure, because Tanya and I are crazy ambitious. I think
it's the
very
same
similar
amongst everyone.
I think you would also agree.
Amongst all genders,
But and also it's very person to person dependent, irrespective of the gender, is what I feel ambition wise. Approach for sure. There's this high EQ that we carry, right, with us, of carrying everyone together, and everyone should be benefited out of it. And,
absolutely.
And I think that's a good thing.
Generally,
we're caregivers.
Women are tuned that way. I'm not saying the man can't be.
Yeah.
But overall, I think we work that way, and the leadership qualities are that way. So
what happens is, when you're talking to a lot of people around you, there's a lot of money discussion going on constantly, and when I am in such discussions, I feel like, but why are they not talking about how they're dealing with the people in their company? Why are they not talking about how they are trying to change the payment system to the karigars? They have been paid for many years like this, and they have been staying in smaller houses for years, and then how can I make a change and upgrade them to a different lifestyle, and their kids can also get a better lifestyle? why are they not talking about it, and why am I thinking about this in my business constantly? I think I see that in you guys because I have seen a lot of videos you guys posted about the karigars and the ecosystem that you guys are trying to build, where you're trying to also uplift their lives to a scale where they can also have more opportunities, I would say, to build their life. And that is the difference I always feel when looking at similar ventures, where people are actually thinking a lot about other factors also, which are usually other factors for a lot of men who run businesses. It's like, kitna percent hai, kitna percent badhayenge, kitna percent utha liya, and then kitna grow kiya.
Yeah, I know. And that the conversation is a little slightly different for sure. I love talking about numbers. Like I absolutely love talking about numbers.
Yeah.
Like I come from a different world. But honestly, I love the conversation of the softer aspect, which you are creating so much more value. And I'll tell you, honestly, I feel if you're creating that value, na, automatically people will see. पैसे बन जाएंगे. वो ना मुझे लगता है वो अगर सोच के काम करोगे ना, that's a much better way of growth than
also,
running.
I feel like I'll get exhausted lesser.
Yeah.
And because I know that my work is impacting so many other people, my drive will be so much better. And that's how I think most women I have seen or entrepreneurs have been working like that.
Yeah.
Most of them. So I think that's a difference for sure.
It is massive.
But I think it's a way of working and doing business, I guess.
Now, I have a question about जैसे you said that your mother is taking care of a lot of things at home, but उसका कभी you get a guilt or pressure of not doing a certain things, क्योंकि वो conversations में बीच में कभी आ जाता है, because we travel a lot away from kids, and then there are conversations where people actually sometimes are asking out of concern, अच्छा वो अकेला रह जाता है, traveling में वो अकेला रह जाता है. So वो concern के behind बहुत सारा guilt भी होता है, and वो आ जाता है. I think the best part about you guys is that you have each other to share these conversations कि यार ऐसे लग रहा है.
And we live together.
And you live together.
Yeah.
Oh, you live in the same house?
We live right opposite each other. We have two houses.
So kids play together and
kids, dogs, parents, husbands, they all like
nannies play together.
That's amazing.
And in-laws are also in Bombay, so they keep coming and staying over with us.
Lovely.
So time.
अच्छा, तो पूरा ecosystem is around this.
Made the ecosystem.
So खाना बनता है इतने बड़े-बड़े बर्तनों में.
क्योंकि सब जगह पे जाता है.
It's like we eat at the same table.
Yeah. अच्छा, you eat at the same table.
Yeah. So breakfast in her house, lunch and dinner at mine. So it's like the arrangement is already.
I love it.
Yeah.
But फिर भी guilt आता है.
I'll tell you,
कभी-कभी.
the guilt has not really happened to us much.
Okay.
Because the way we have set up the ecosystem, the way we had planned our lives, it has fallen in place.
Yeah.
And we have really worked hard for this setup.
Yeah.
And she's married to a Tamil, I'm married to a Maharashtrian. So it's like different people coming
it's like
together.
A proper India together.
It is full India together, and we made it happen one step at a time, like convincing everyone to make sure this happens.
Yeah.
So even if we travel, try not to travel together. But if you're traveling together, we make sure both our parents are home, or our husbands are not traveling, or stuff like that. We make it happen. Guilt is, of course, I think it's a natural part, especially if they fall sick.
Hormones में ही है
if the kids fall sick, she has a little more of those. I have a little less of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is. I think you can't avoid it. And also when you start accepting it and talking about it, it helps a lot. कि बोल के जा रहे हो कि बुरा लग रहा है, and then tell the kid and tell everyone that I'm feeling bad.
Guilt management है उसमें.
Full management.
Full management. Yes.
बोल के अच्छे से शासन को शांत करके खुद को शांत करके then you just leave. So.
And also we just know what our priorities are. मुझे ये करना ही था, and hence we are going.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm just shrugging my things off and I'm going ahead, right?
Yeah,
so I think that when you sort that thing in your head, right, things automatically become better, and you don't fall under the pressure that, oh, I didn't do this right, I don't do that right.
Yeah.
And hence I've seen so many people struggle and take so much upon themselves.
Exactly.
Burnout हो जाएंगे.
Neither if I'm at a place, if I'm talking to you, I'm not at all thinking about the entire world outside of us.
Yes.
If you can't
do that, right? I'm not doing justice to you, neither am I doing justice to the person I'm thinking about.
Yeah.
Might as well cut it, be
Yeah.
here,
Yeah.
finish this, go back to something else next.
Yeah.
And that helps us. And I think that's a way we have, with difficulty, we have practiced and it's become like that.
A large part of it is also having, I think, a great conversation with your kid
Yeah.
about what you're doing, taking them to work,
Yeah,
showing them that you know,
where we
it
work,
needs
what we do.
us. It
Yeah.
needs us there. We cannot work from home. It needs our presence. And I think slowly they also kind of understand the language of.
Kids are much
you know-
more smarter than what we think.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh yes.
I think doing that
They're
makes
very
a lot of
adaptive
sense.
also. A lot to learn from them, that they're so adaptive in that age where they are like, oh, acha, ye log ye kar rahe hain, that
Yeah.
these guys are going to work and this time they'll be back home.
Yeah.
And all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm glad that there's not a lot of guilt, because I think that is a major factor for a lot of women who want to
is.
get into business, because you will very commonly hear these conversations where people will say, now I want to get married, so 2 years I'll not do anything.
Yeah.
Now I want to have a kid, so 3 years I'll not do anything.
Yeah.
Now kid is my priority, so till he or she turns 8, I will not do something.
I think with this, I feel what happens is when you are just removing so many things from your life and just dedicate to one person,
Yes.
I think you also, in a way, you can also be resentful of that. Like you might even have that resentment of that age because I did this for that person and I left this for that person.
Yeah.
It might not be nice, and if that the sacrifice you have done, if it's
Yeah.
not paid for or valued by chance, God forbid that happens, then you have nothing else to, like nobody else to complain because you've taken the
Yeah.
call. I think it's very difficult.
Yeah.
I think it's great people can choose things.
Yeah.
Every irrespective of gender, you should be able to choose what you want to do.
Yeah.
But I feel having a great conversation and actually weighing it and then deciding is much important than just saying, I'll just.
And I think
leave
that
things.
a lot of people sometimes say that I had to do that.
Yeah.
That's when it
That's
becomes
when it
the
becomes
most
wrong.
difficult.
Yeah.
When you're choosing to quit certain things, as the maybe taking care of the kid and the work together, or just being at work, or just being with the kid, if you're choosing that yourself with all your mind and heart at one place, then it makes sense, and then you can do whatever you're doing right.
Yeah.
But when you're made to do things and are made to like pick certain things, it becomes really tough. And I've seen people struggle so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know our friends.
It keeps happening all around. It keeps happening in the office also.
Yeah.
That you have to tell them that sometimes I'm like, look at me, I also like have a son and I have to look after so many things, like their parents, they are growing old, there's so many things that we have to look after, but we have to still come here. And once you come here 10 to 6 or whatever is your time, just be here. And then once you leave from here, we are not going to contact
It's a very
you.
conscious call.
It's a very conscious call that you have to take. And so yes, I think it's a great thing that now these things are being discussed, because a lot of times these things are only limited to kitty parties or hidden conversations.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And people will judge you irrespective. That's the worst thing. And if you're scared of judgment, some people would be so scared of the judgment and they do things without even thinking कि वो शायद सच्ची में judge कर भी नहीं रहा होगा. With societal pressure we create in our own heads. I think as women we have so much guilt. Sometimes we put so much pressure on ourselves thinking कि वो सोचेगा करके मैं कर देती हूँ. Sometimes you don't need to do it. कोई देख नहीं रहा है. Maybe nobody is actually
paying attention. And then those judgments are so fleeting, and then it just happens, and tomorrow they have forgotten, but you are living with it.
तुम मर रहे हो.
So I think
मुझे ये भी लगता है कि ये जो सुपर वुमन का पूरा फंडा है, I think it is stupid. Do you guys?
I so agree.
Yeah.
You made the superwoman thinking that तुम office का भी कर लिया, घर भी आके संभाल लिया, and now you have put into that bucket that you're a superwoman and you thinking that I am the superwoman, I have to do it.
Do it.
Burn. Correct.
The thing you
major burn.
Yeah.
So क्योंकि मुझे like in my case I have become a different person since I started business, because I had immense guilt of a lot of things. I come from that kind of family background where there are a lot of orthodox things. Though my parents were always working, my mom was also working, but she was always this person whose world was around kids and father and the job that she was doing, and she did not hang out anywhere per se. And so it was always about that. And when you grow up her watching like this, you are ought to think कि मुझे भी ये सब करना चाहिए. Only to realize at a point where I just told myself that it's okay to ask for help.
Yeah,
it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to even not listen to sometimes your partners or parents or kids.
Yeah.
Sometimes you do things for yourself. I think that's so important. Like,
Yeah.
especially I think working out. That's one thing.
Yes.
People have so much guilt of working out. I'm like, क्या हो
Well,
गया?
I'll tell you, that's the biggest sacrifice everyone has done in their lives.
Lives कि
I know.
workout ही नहीं करना है.
बोला
टाइम भी नहीं है.
मैं ब्रेकफास्ट उस टाइम पे बना लूंगी, मैं उस टाइम पे डब्बा पैक कर दूंगी सबका, मैं उस टाइम पे नहा लूंगी, उस टाइम पे मैं सब कर लूंगी.
But खुद के लिए
But exercise तो quit कर ही सकते हो ना. That's not like a mandate.
That's for myself. No, I'll quit. I'll give up that.
That's sad.
I think that's such a bad thing. I think as entrepreneurs or generally as human beings, I feel if you do not put yourself in number one, you're failed. You have to put yourself in number one. तुम खुद का नहीं संभालोगे. If you're not the fittest, how will you take care of anything?
Yeah.
You'll not be able to. Na kid, na work. Your mind would always be in turmoil and thinking 1,000 things, and unless your mind can't concentrate on things.
Yeah.
And the guilt is the biggest one. Is that workout guilt? Oh, I've seen so many of my friends saying,
"Yeah,
time ही नहीं निकाल पाती मेरे लिए." Like, don't tell that.
और जब समझ में आता है तो बहुत मतलब
चला जाता है. It's gone. The time is.
अच्छा, another thing I really wanted to ask you guys is this whole, I think, Suta or Adya or a lot of brands that we know our friends are running are hugely, I wouldn't call them dependent, but are hugely leveraging the tool of social media. We all are.
Yeah.
Were you these people that we see on the Suta handle always, or have you guys learned this on the way while you were building this entire world? And I'm asking this question from a place where I feel that there are a lot of people who think this way about social media, ये क्यों डालना है social media पे, ये क्यों बताना है सबको, and then you also fight with these judgments, and then yet you're building a brand. So I want to know about this journey individually, because I assume that even though partners, you two are completely different individuals. I can actually feel that.
Sense it.
अभी 2-3 बार मैं मिली हूँ, तो I know that you guys are completely. So I want to know individually from you guys कि how has your journey been on social media, and what do you think about the entire tool of social media?
I'll start.
Yeah.
So I used to be a big introvert, and I would be a very different person inside the house. I had very few friends or no friends till class 12th. It was only
no
the
friends,
family.
she said.
No friends, almost. Because I thought that because our father was in a transferable job. So things changed quite often. I thought, why even like bother if again it's gonna change, right? So I was very happy with my books, with my family, with everything that I did. We were very padhaku, so that helped. But even after going to the college, I made friends and everything was good and nice. But I still wouldn't go out and make friends, and I would be the listener in the entire big group. Social media wise, I would not be very active. I would not show anything about my life at all. Be very, very.
But were you thinking कि नहीं दिखाना चाहिए, मुझे कुछ नहीं डालना है मेरा?
It was not like thought.
वो naturally
No, but
नहीं
it was
होता.
very naturally. I would just not tell you exactly what I'm doing or thinking or in my life what was going on. I would be a very private person.
Yeah.
But when we started Suta, she is a out and out extrovert, and when it came to exhibitions, because that was the start of Suta, we did a lot of pop-ups. When I had to actually talk to the customers, I used to get anxiety, like major anxiety, that I have to talk to
sweat, ये वो.
इसका evolution है.
Like, super. I did not even have an Instagram account. I downloaded once, I uploaded some picture and it got like some pixelate ho gaya. I deleted the entire account and I just said I really can't. And then I said, this is the sign of God that you can't.
अच्छा, ये inspiration moment है ये interview का, क्योंकि nobody's going to believe it now.
Nobody's going to believe it now. Yeah, full.
Yeah, so it helped that she was there and she was managing. But I started liking the kind of conversations that happened with people. And I really started enjoying it slowly, because anyways I had to do it.
Yeah.
And then slowly I realized that there's a lot of power there. There's a lot of insights that you're getting about the brand, about the product and everything.
Yeah.
And the change started from there. And now I've become a totally different.
Now you like it?
Love it. I can't just not be on social media anymore. And I feel so connected with so many people. And Suta is known as like people's brand. So
I think हम बचपन में जब टीवी का रिमोट कंट्रोल आता था, तो एक ना सबके यहाँ पे एक डिस्कशन होता था कि रिमोट कंट्रोल आपके हाथ में है, तो यू नो कौन सा चैनल लगाना है, क्या देखना और कितनी देर देखना है. तो आई थिंक आई फील द सेम about the entire social media game. Coming to you, your journey about all of this, the social media and the content creation and everything.
I liked it since day one. When Orkut was there, then Facebook came, and Insta came, and everything. I just love the idea of it, and I love talking. I love interacting with people through it, and I have no shame. I have no fear, but
No inhibition.
no, nothing.
No
I have nothing in my head.
Yeah.
Like I just open the camera, I can talk endlessly, and I absolutely love doing that. And for the longest time, social media I would handle. I would just go talk. And अभी भी मतलब अभी ताने हाँ बोल देती है, but बीच में there was a time when I thought, ताने चल quickly let's make a story. कौन अभी स्टोरी में मुंह देखा है कैसा? मैं सोची भी नहीं हूँ क्या करना है. मेरे को गुस्सा आ रहा है, एक तो कहीं जा रहे हैं, नहीं बना सकते, तू अकेले बनाना. And there was like such a common thing, and I would just मैं खुद ही बना लेती हूँ, and I would just make it. ताने like क्या तेरे को फर्क ही नहीं है. आज भी yesterday I put something, my hair was like ऐसा, and somebody's written ये वापस आ गई बिना नहाए, कुछ तो बाल कंघी नहीं कैसे आ गई. You know, like some people.
No, I know. That's not my. That's my next question also about the comments.
I feel there's absolutely. I have no. I don't think much before coming on Insta.
Yeah, no.
But at the same time,
right, yeah.
No, at the same time, I don't put everything. Though people think that I put a lot of things about my own life, there's nothing that comes out. Like, who I meet, who I'm with, what I'm doing exactly, people don't know. But yet, a lot of people think that they know a lot about my life. So I'm good at that. I feel social media never controls me. I control social media, and that's never happened that social media has controlled me. So I've never felt obliged or the pressure to do something. It's always been that
she just does it with a lot of fun.
A lot. Like I enjoy
fun, and I also think that because she said that she loves numbers, I think it's also a direct, tangible asset.
It is
to your business, and I think that understanding has to be very clear. I have a lot of friends who are entrepreneurs and who take a lot of pride in saying that मुझे तो time ही नहीं होता है social media पे post करने को, मुझे इतना काम रहता है that I don't, and I'm like, it is part of your day and it is your work. Like if you're making 5 stories and 2 posts on your account, it's not more than 7 to 8 minutes.
That's it.
If you know what you want to put, and that's very much part of your work. That's going to add to your asset.
There's a lot of organic traffic.
Yeah, I nicely tie it up together and put it like that.
Yeah.
So I really enjoy. I feel it's such a big strategic place to be.
Exactly.
It is very, very strategic, very beautiful.
Hence I started loving it because I knew that there's a lot of benefit, and it's a you can connect with people
directly. I'm so glad you did it. Like for the longest time I thought she'll never do it.
Yeah.
No, because I used to not be I could not just put my thoughts across so easily amongst.
I understand
now she
that.
could not put it immediately. Like she's not the one she'll immediately put it. She'll record it, think it through, and then post it.
So I am a little between the both of you all. Matlab, I am very conscious of putting out my pictures, which are non-Adya pictures, or I think 100 times before putting them out. Family
to in the world.
Family to I don't think a lot of people have seen my family on like anywhere. I hardly put out any personal pictures, and I'm slightly on her side but slightly on your side also, because you put on the camera and I can speak for whatever number of minutes you want. Mera subject hoga to main kitna bhi bol sakti hu. So that's not a problem, but like I am in somewhere in middle, and that's why I asked this question. My next question is, because you have such huge traffic on your handle, we get a lot of positivity, we get a lot of orders, we get a lot of business from the social media handles, but there's a lot of harsh comments also that we get, and it's not about us or about specifically nothing personal, but the business also gets a lot of faceless comments about our opinions, about the choices that we make, about the people we feature. So I'm sure that you guys have been through this, and what is your way to deal with it?
I tell you, it should. We've gone through this, and it's not like I'm the Mahagyani, it doesn't affect me and all of that. No, we have gone through very lows and highs and all of that, but we have realized that it cannot affect you because they are nobody.
Yes,
the negative comments are nobody. And
I'll tell you what happens on a personal page. People write such crap, like literally, like they write things which will not mean. It's funny also. Like there's a video which went viral, which is almost 60 million views on my personal. I'm just walking, and there's a girl who's just running away from me. They write such a good comment. She's thinking, so she ran away. But it's like funny, and I laughed so much, and I'm like, you should be like a content creator. You're such a funny, like you saw it. But I take it with a lot of like thinking it from their point of view. Like they don't know me, and for them it's like another something happening on Instagram. So honestly, abhi to mujhe literally affect ही नहीं करता unless I have done something wrong on the brand, and they have pointed out, then I immediately fix it. I take it as like a fixer.
That is so.
But
Yeah,
I think now it
I'll tell
doesn't
you,
come.
I think, for us, it has so happened that we have realized that if somebody is doing something to you, it's on them. And they are suffering through or going through something negative or bad in their lives, and hence they're putting things on you.
Yeah.
And that understanding helped us a lot. And we used to always pin those comments and reply to them, and make them understand about things.
But now we don't. Now mostly we leave it.
But now we don't. We just walk past. But I know
all
a lot
friends
of
have
people,
learned that. I think
a lot of people still go through a bad phase because it could stay subconsciously in
some
their
things
head.
could be really personal.
there are things
Like
that are
for
very
customers का
personal.
photo डाला and customer के ऊपर कुछ खराब बोल दिया, then you take it personally, right? It's on your page.
It's very personal. So a very recent thing happened with me, and it was like I'm very fattu. I do not put out a lot of opinions or a lot of things on social media. It is mostly through Adya that we do everything. वहाँ पे कुछ आ जाता है तो right now तो our policy is to just block those people. We just block people left, right, center. If there are faceless people who are commenting,
restrict.
because these people have not bought from you, and
They
they're
won't
just
add
coming there
anything.
to because क्योंकि वो भी है कि यार कुछ time pass कर देते. It's like a thing for them while they are like somewhere doing some time pass. They're just putting up a comment on a brand that you're like working 17-18 hours every day. घर जाके भी सोच रहे हो वो सब तो वो तो हो गया. But recently we came across this person or whatever comment where there was this interview we gave, and in which I had said that if you are an entrepreneur, it's very difficult to take out this entire me time, and this entire me time concept जो भी Instagram पे दिखाते हैं कि ये करो वो करो वो करो, it is very difficult to do it. तो ये me time वगैरह entrepreneurship में नहीं रहता है. तो ये line पे there were a lot of like positive comments where people had said somebody had to say this, somebody had to say this कि me time है लेकिन me time के पहले कुछ build तो करो. That's what I said. And that was taken in the wrong context. Somebody wrote कि ऐसे entrepreneur के साथ तो मुझे कभी काम नहीं करना है क्योंकि ये खुद she will slog, and then people who join her will also slog, and they will not. And
So
she
it's
not
about the company and
so they suddenly made it about the company and everything. So that was a long discussion that happened between us कि यार इसको कैसे, एक ही comment था.
But honestly, what happens is that sometimes your context is something else, and if you just crop it and show it as like, isn't
it can become something else totally.
Yes.
It could become something else, and
exactly what happened,
and it will impact somebody. You don't want that other people to read and
correct. So that's where I was coming from कि इसको and I think what you said makes sense कि उसको disconnect करना चाहिए और ये भी समझ लेना चाहिए that the person who's saying this is coming from some place. So discount that. या तो ignore that, and sometimes
you have to really cut it off. It's not personal. You cannot carry that in your head. Even if it stays, you have to just shrug it away. You can't. It's just gonna ruin you.
Absolutely. There are a few trick questions I'm going to ask now. झगड़ा कितना करते हो तुम लोग?
करते ना.
बहुत झगड़ा करते हो.
Siblings करना था ना. Two people living together, working together, sleeping together, traveling together.
हाँ.
But it's very fast resolution. And it's a very practice thing. Like फटाफट resolution. एकदम 5 minutes से we are out.
हाँ मतलब उसको ना 5 मिनट से 6 मिनट में नहीं करते. बचपन में mother used to say that
don't take it to bed.
Bed तक नहीं जाना चाहिए. Next day तक तो sort हो ही जाना चाहिए.
That's a good policy.
We followed that. Like
but अभी 5 minutes.
अच्छा.
बेड तक तो बहुत
टाइम है. उतना टाइम काम कौन करेगा?
घर का वाला झगड़ा छोड़ दो. वो तो छोड़ो. ये बिजनेस में
you
guys fight.
ego fights होता है ना.
Ego fights.
Like between two people living together or just working together, it has to happen. And good thing with us is that we address it. Like मुझे पता है कि हो रहा है. तुझे भी पता है, मुझे भी पता है.
We address. Like this.
Just see that
something you felt bad, tell.
Or you speak with each other.
We do.
We speak, or even if we don't speak, because we know that it's very silly. That we both have to move on, and वो 5 मिनट में हो जाता है. Because I know there's such bigger things that we're doing.
There's a lot of bigger things. People are dependent on us. People are looking up to us. There are decisions to be made. We can't be like stuck on something.
And imagine so many people dependent on Suta now. We can't be doing this or like spending time.
If it's a business related thing, then it's of course vote and everything comes in. So that's the moment fight becomes ugly is when it's ego clash that comes in. Like if it's you've taken it to an ego. And we sort it immediately. Like that's the only rule we have.
And they're mostly very silly. So
mostly very, very
it happens very less. Very less.
Thank
because
God,
we know each other so well.
Touchwood बोल अभी.
अच्छा हाँ touchwood.
आएगी.
Maybe. No, but that's a good thing. I think 5-minute rule is I think that's a takeaway for a lot of people. कि 5
अरे
minute
ऐसा
में
भी
खत्म
हुआ
करो।
लाइव ऑन करने वाले महा झगड़ा हो गया कुछ मतलब कुछ तो हो गया
Life पे sweetly.
फिर नहीं लाइव ऑन हो
बहुत सड़ा हुआ है हाँ लाइव ऑन हो
बस खत्म इन आउट ऑफ इट आफ्टर दैट
Really?
लाइव
forgot it, हाँ, याद है।
लाइफ में मूव ऑन
हाँ, best. Amazing thing. अच्छा, another tricky question. End game क्या है?
who asked me
दोनों
ना
बताओ.
Pragya Divya asked me over beer somewhere that
हाँ, दोनों बताओ, individually बताओ.
I feel it would become like a year-old brand. Many years से हो रहा है. There'll be a proper board, proper team which will take it forward. Is what I feel. Through IPO, through whatever, however it
जो भी
is.
रास्ता होगा.
But it will be like
अच्छा,
that.
तो ये नहीं है कि किसी और को sell करना है या
We will always be there.
You will always be there.
Yeah, this is built with so much love is what I feel.
It's just been such a big part of our lives, and we feel like the brand has grown so beautifully.
Yes.
And it's such a big part of our lives also to just leave it. Endgame will be what? I'll die. You'll put a shuli flower on my grave. What else? And this company will be blossoming like how it is. That's why I'll till the end I'll be here.
Yeah, we want to be part of it.
Yeah,
you want to run it always.
Because
And
we
also,
built it
like,
with
I
so
think
much.
IPO is a thing that is possible.
Yeah.
That's what we think. But
Yeah.
otherwise,
So you want to take it to
and never say no to anything. I don't.
Yeah. We don't know.
Really.
Like I don't know whether I'll stay bootstrapped forever. I don't know if the strategic partner comes in.
वो
We'll
तो
see.
हाँ वो
Yeah.
तो
But we will always be a part of it. Like we don't want to exit, or we don't want money out of it and like run away and go away somewhere else and create something else. We don't want to be there. We want this to
you
be
very
part
much
of
like
it. This is created with a lot of love, and I know there's so much the brand can do and become. And it's not just about a product or something. It's also because of the whole DNA that we have created. It should live
yes, that's
forever.
It
I
should
think
live.
that's a very beautiful word.
Yeah.
Sutta DNA.
Sutta DNA. I think it should
Sutta
live
DNA.
forever. If you meet anybody in another company, right, you'll know that.
Yeah.
A lot of vibrant people, loving people, taking care of each other, and it's so nice. I feel the DNA should just continue.
And the ecosystem is beautiful.
Yeah,
And then people who are a part of it as Suta employees, viewers, or customers, it's just a happy space.
Yeah.
And I don't want this to change.
Yeah.
Lovely. Coming towards the end of the interview, a couple of questions. Still scared of anything? Business related. Running the business.
I'm scared in a way that since the company has grown so big in size, that whatever decision earlier we used to take used to be just like a small decision. Jaldi move kiya aur jaldi wapas bhi aa gaya.
Correct.
But now it's a big elephant.
Yeah.
And people-wise, process systems and everything, it's just a big elephant.
Yeah.
Now एक कुछ fluke पे decision ले लिया ना, you have to think like really
There's a lot
hard.
of big. There's a lot big.
अच्छा हाथी move करेगा और फिर move back करते करते बहुत कुछ गिर जाएगा. So it's like I feel like scaling up. Your decisions have to be really thought through. It can't be like हाँ करके देखते हैं and all of that, you know.
Yeah. I think the biggest fear is that of the fact that things can go out of hand very fast because of the way we have grown so big, right? I think that's my biggest fear is that, and there's nobody in the business. There's nobody there's no godfather for us, and there's nobody there's no like a backup, or there is nobody like a group of board or somebody's watching us. So a decision we take is taken by us and the team members we have, the senior members in the company, right? So then biggest fear is that, like, what if I take a wrong decision someday, or what if I'm unable to control what I have done? So my biggest fear is that. But yeah, I think it's good to be.
And we are both very big risk takers.
Very, very, very ambitious.
You are
very
risk, like good risk
very,
takers.
very big.
Very
nice.
we take risks.
Very aggressive. Very assertive, very aggressive,
And
very
hence
ambitious.
the fear that because we are such big risk takers.
Impulsive bhi ho?
No.
Impulsive
Nahin.
hai, but
In a
always
good
with
way.
numbers.
In a good way. We put a lot of numbers. I am very, very impulsive. I'm very fast. The way
Numbers.
I think, the way I talk, the way I calculate, I'm very fast. I'm in another speed, in another zone all the time. So, but the thing is, we both are like that.
Yeah.
So it's so dangerous that, it's an idea आएगा ताने से कहाँ करते हैं दोनों से लग जाते हैं ना ऐसा. So it's kind of
evaluate also.
We do
Like
evaluate.
that's a big team that also. But I kind of think that it could go wrong.
It's a good thing to be scared of something.
Yeah, that's. I think that's the biggest.
I think
that
it's
I
a
have.
good
As long
thing
as
to
you know.
be scared of.
Yeah.
Acha, how does the team react to you come out of this cabin and say हम लोग ये कर रहे हैं कल से.
Oh my
They
god,
are
it's
very
like
कभी भी कुछ भी आ सकता है. कभी भी.
अच्छा पता है already.
full.
And they laugh like really whenever we just
so
show
many
something.
people laugh,
हाँ.
and we both are like so mad some days, and they're like 10 things together
You
without.
know the Singapore exhibition that happened. It
Yes.
we just came and said that next month हम Singapore जा रहे हैं. ये कर लेना. They just look at it. They thought they don't
मजाक कर
understand
रहे
if
थे,
it's
हाँ.
a joke or it's really seriously we're doing
We
it.
take so many calls. We're taking warehouse. We're doing this. We're opening a store here. Okay, we're doing this. Now franchisee at Singapore का एक option.
Yes.
We're like we're opening a store in Singapore.
हाँ.
Everyone's like, what are you saying?
हाँ.
And they're like month में ना 30 days है ना, मतलब तुम लोग कितना सारा क्यों बोलते हो? And they do that. But then the
Yeah.
team is absolutely brilliant. Of course, they manage it for us. Like whatever
They're
comes
very
out of
open
us.
to these things. I
Yeah.
think if we don't say it, they'll be scared.
हाँ.
ये
So I
कुछ
think
हो
they
गया
are
इन लोगों को.
expecting कि ये लोग बाहर आएंगे और कुछ
कुछ
बोलेंगे
बोल
तो
देंगे.
कुछ
There's never
होने
a
वाला है.
dull moment.
Yeah, there's never a dull moment in Suta. Every day we're doing something like. आओगे ना like कुछ तो चल रहा है इस company में.
Like the football match, right? It was
Oh yes.
so much fun.
What
It
amazing
was,
fun. It
Yeah.
was a great idea.
It was, yeah.
To,
I absolutely loved it because I
We
did.
just bonded also like in such a
Yeah,
way.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
amazing, yeah.
That's my last question actually to you guys. Ki, how important is it to network when you are running something like this? Because traditionally, जब businesses run करते हैं, तो people are very secretive about a lot of things. But this whole wave of startups and entrepreneurships, I love it that it is now picking up in India. Everybody is talking entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
Everybody is talking startup.
Thanks
कुछ
to
खुद
Shark
का-
Tank.
Thanks to Shark
Yeah.
Tank and to a lot of factors. I think brands like Suta, brands who've been doing consistently so well for 10 years, 12 years, have also contributed to this entire thing of people starting their own things.
Yeah.
I'm sure you meet a lot of people every day who come to you and say, Ki, aapka dekh ke I've started
I
this.
know, it's so
You know,
nice.
it's on a small scale, but I've just started it and I want to
It's really nice.
give this to you because you know I want to. मैं आपके videos देखती हूँ and I want to become like you. So my question to you is, how important do you think and how seriously do you take networking? मुझे I'll just talk from my point of view and then you guys end this conversation with that because that should be the this thing. But from my point of view, I think I have evolved. I initially thought कि मेरे ऑफिस में बैठ के मैं दिन भर काम करूंगी तो क्या जरूरत है, ठीक ही है, किसी को मिलना क्यों है? Because I also am this person who's like मुझे तो कल आद्या का कितना था उससे आगे मुझे जाना है, तो मुझे बाकी के लोग क्या कर रहे हैं मुझे कुछ लेना देना है नहीं, तो चलने दो उनका जो चलना है. But I will do my stuff and if I improve, my business will do. Only to realize कि when you meet fellow entrepreneurs and you understand that they're sailing the same boat, there's a lot of courage, a lot of inspiration, and a lot of I'd say friendship that you find in that, and it really helps you. So I want to know from both of you ki how important you think networking is. Such discussions जिसमें हमने कुछ भी number नहीं बोला है.
But there's still a lot to learn, I think, from whatever came out, right?
हाँ.
So I think networking is the most important thing in whatever you're doing. In entrepreneurship, as a person, if you have your own network, nobody can defeat you ever. I think networking is the most important thing. I'm born like that. Like I have been a person who's networking even when I was like very young. I would talk to everyone in the train. I would talk to everyone in the flight. I would make friends everywhere. I would go in a city. I'll have like 10 houses to visit.
Oh, lovely.
I'm born like that, and I feel that's the biggest strength a person can have, to have a lot of acquaintances, friends, brands, and knowing things. And I absolutely love people who can network well.
Yeah.
Can make like quick conversations, exchange numbers, stay in touch, ask for help when needed.
Yes.
I absolutely love it. And I love the concept of networking.
Yeah.
I hate the word network. For the longest time I used to hate the word networking, but I think it's absolutely
I'll tell you,
brilliant.
I think it should be the oxygen for an entrepreneur because you cannot reinvent things when you are in doubt. और तुम grill करके घुस के फिर evaluate करते रहोगे. Rather than that, just take 10 minutes out and 10 लोगों को पूछ लो कि तुमको ये ऐप से कुछ मिला क्या? Should I take it? If you hear yes, no, evaluate it then. Na? Why do you want to do the research yourself? And honestly, when we started, when we asked out a few brands, we were nothing then. Nobody knew us. There was no brand. We didn't get the right help. And that is the day I realized that anyone asking me any help,
we
I'll
always
just,
help.
Yeah.
from my for my vendor to any detail you want, I'll just give it.
We did it so much that
And
you
we
won't
did.
believe. Won't name a couple of brands, but there were a couple of brands who spoke to us and made the exact same website, exact similar photo shoot, exact same vendor and packaging, everything same. I still feel they've not grown as much. It's okay. That's a different thing because you can't copy someone and grow. That's a different thing. But we didn't shy away from even naming our vendors and stuff like that because we felt it's okay. Karna hai, kar lo.
Yeah.
We used to give everything out.
And till date, I think that it gives me my maximum pleasure to help a brand out.
Yeah.
Where I feel homegrown brands have so much potential.
Yeah, amazing
And also,
potential.
it's a fight against a bigger devil there. You know, it's not amongst ourselves that I'm going to fight. And also, if you see my phone, maximum chats are with entrepreneurs.
Yes.
And the maximum entrepreneur groups that I have any doubt, any
We just put it out.
self-doubt or anything, I just go message. And it's a vice
And you get an
versa
answer.
And we get an
relationship.
answer immediately. It's
Yeah.
amazing. It's amazing
It's
what we
the
have.
people I haven't met, but just have been chatting with them. You know, men, women, all alike. It is such a pleasure to have network because today this is down. I'm asking, is it down for you also, or I should really look into it? You know, it's just easy.
Yeah.
And whoever is watching, if you're an entrepreneur, like you must have a network of your own. You must have
don't shy away from
us.
asking because I'm telling you, if 2 people say no, there'll be 10 people who'll say yes. Because all of us have sailed through the same boat, right? We all know the pain, we all know the struggles.
Yes.
We all will help.
Yeah.
So I think that's like the.
मुझे तो वही लगता है मतलब दिव्या प्रज्ञा both of them and me talking to each other, exchanging DHL का number दे दो, इसका number दे दो.
Yeah.
And we were like, oh, you know each other? I'm like, of course we know each other. मतलब, what is there to lose? You're just sharing.
And it's such a big market. You're not competing
There's
for the
sun
same
for
thing.
everybody.
Yeah, there is.
Sun for everybody.
Yeah.
अच्छा, 3 things for every entrepreneur that is watching this interview, जो already बन चुका है, जिसको बनना है, और जिसने छोड़ दिया है, उसको फिर से चालू करना है. सबके लिए 3 things, both of you all. क्या करना है, क्या नहीं करना है, जो भी, whatever you want to say, but 3 things for them.
I'll start because we'll say the same things.
Usually end up saying the same.
नहीं, अलग-अलग बोल दो तो 6 आ जाएंगे.
We'll try.
First, I'll say we will take one, then we can not exhaust each other's points. So first, I would say staying hungry. I think to be able to absorb as much as happening around you is very important that you remember that anything and everything can change. You should be open to learning. Otherwise, you will seriously fail because the world is changing really, really, really fast.
Yeah, very important. My input is that don't think that you will do it the best. You know it all. You have to hire people, and only when the team grows, the business will grow. And it's always like a egg and chicken story that मेरे पास पैसा आएगा तो I'll start hiring. But you should always hire first, and then the business will grow because there's so much work you need to do that you can't do it on your own.
Yeah.
So you have to give it out.
Okay, I think I would talk about when you see a problem, we usually tend to just rush and fix the problem. You should just fix the whole system because it's easy to fix the problem then and there, and then you think, ठीक है, बाद में देख लेंगे कुछ और होगा तो, but immediately fix the whole system so the problem never occurs.
जड़ से निकल.
We always forget that. Like I have done it so many times, a mistake, but the moment I fix the system, the satisfaction and the amount of revenue I generated because I fixed it, it's massive. Then you forget sometimes.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Very important, I think.
Yeah. The second point is that the same thing that we spoke about, networking, that you should build that network. If it doesn't happen to you naturally, reach out to people on LinkedIn, Instagram, wherever you can, and form a team, form a WhatsApp group, or just keep reaching out to people. Because if you need help today, you can't just reach out today. You have to form that network. You have to give and take. It can't be one way. So you have to form that core, like friends group, and be constantly in touch. And then, networking is a must.
Amazing, amazing.
I would say asking the hard questions. I feel sometimes you become so comfortable and you don't step out. You don't ask the hard questions. तुम्हें पता है पूछना है, तुम्हें पता है सही करना है, but you do not do it. The fear eats you up. And the moment you start asking this question, you feel so light. Well, why will you have it in your head and the other person is just enjoying, and you just feel like पूछ ही लेती ना, सही हो जाता. And then you just don't do it for the longest time, and we've done it.
It's the most difficult thing
Very
to ask the
difficult.
simplest question,
question.
and it's the hardest.
Yeah, it's always hard.
Don't brush it under the carpet.
Don't know. Puch lo. As an entrepreneur, I think it's very critical. generally in life, I think the moment you try to not ask and you feel you'll save everything, you're actually making it failing. Like you're just failing the whole system.
Yeah.
Brilliant. I think this is a very important
Very
point.
important point.
The last one coming from you.
The last one is holistically, when you said that for everybody, person who's starting, who started, who has quit, get up and show up every single day.
Yeah.
And it's such a simple but such a strong thing that that it has helped so much. The day we have fallen, the way we have like done really well, we never have like said that okay, ab chill kar lete hain, ya abhi pause kar lete hain. You have to wake up the next day at the same time with the same rigor. Show up at your exercise or run, whatever. Do something for yourself. Show up at work with rigor every single day, and you'll get things done.
Yeah.
The moment you show up, you have conquered half the things.
Yeah.
Half the battle is done.
Show up, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's very important.
Superb. Yeah, I think this is going to inspire a lot of. I don't think it's just going to inspire the women entrepreneurs. I think the entire discussion is so gender agnostic. I think we haven't discussed only women.
Yeah, we haven't,
I think most part we have discussed, which is very gender agnostic. I'd first like to thank you guys for pouring your heart out and being so open and so natural with the entire conversation. For me also, as an audience, I think this has been a very, very enriching conversation, and I hope the audiences that are going to watch us are also going to kind of love this conversation.
Please love us.
Wait, it felt like we were
it
just
was
at
just
a cafe,
in a coffee
and I
shop,
forgot all the
and-
cameras and all the lights. It just felt like we were just chatting with each other, entrepreneurs
nice.
pouring their hearts out.
Yes.
The questions were so nice and easy flowing and everything, and it was not like a cut.
Ha.
So it was
Bilkul bhi nahi. We have not cut it at all. It's
Yeah,
been
I know.
rolling, and I hope we don't have to edit anything.
we won't.
Thank you
You can
so
everything.
much. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you for having us.
Really means a lot that you guys took out this time and did this for us. Thank you so much.
Same, like, thank you for taking our time and doing this.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.